All right, live here tonight on the American Sim Network, it is the Sim500 Coastal Safety Auditors Cup Series. This is the Coastal Safety Auditors Duels from Daytona. I'm Matt Egan, joined by my guest commentator here tonight, Joseph Costello, filling in for Jacob Young. We have, we have over 40 cars in attendance here tonight, but the thing is, only 43 will make the field for the Daytona 300 in 1 week's time. We're getting ready for single car qualifying here and then our two duels races. So let's talk about how this is going to work here tonight. The way it works is the top two in single car qualifying, which is happening right now. 5 minutes of qualifying. Drivers get 2 laps in single car runs. So 2 laps, and it's the normal iRacing qualifying format. The top 2 in this, they don't race in the duels, and they're the front row of the Daytona 300 next week. The top 20 in each heat, or in each duel, each 40-lap duel, cautions don't count, make up the rest of the field. The fastest driver that doesn't make the race in the duels, or that is excluded in the top row of qualifying, that is not in the front 2 in qualifying, so say third place in qualifying, doesn't make the top 20 in his duels, in his duel race, he also gets into the field for the Daytona 300. So we'll have 43 cars total hitting the track at Daytona next week for the Daytona 300. But for now, it is qualifying, and we are looking currently at Doug Sigmund in the number 04 Valvoline machine, setting his first few laps here. What do you expect to see here, Jacob? Or, I'm sorry, Joseph.
Well, so far Doug's running that high line, which is the preferred line, the first 2 laps, the hot lap, and then your first lap. And then once you come around the tri-oval, you want to go Doug to the bottom. Right now, he's just missed the top side a little bit entering turn 3, so he may be scrubbing up some speed. Maybe he could probably get some speed back on the bottom side in the second lap as he comes off turn 4. He'll take the white flag this time by.
Should be pretty interesting to see what he'll do. I think actually that was his first lap. And that'll put him second on the speed charts. This could be good for him. Thomas Cristiano is first on the speed charts. And I tell you what, he's got a fast, old school's graphic and designs Chevy Camaro ZL1. We don't have the 1LE quite yet in iRacing. Mark Cretin goes to second on the speed charts. How about that? Doug Sigmund is down to 5th. Ed Williams Jr. Now Bill Schoonover.
Ray Wilmore's at the top of the charts, 49,177. Sorry.
How about that? Good run for him. And the question is, what stays? Cristiano finishing his run. And he'll stay. Well, he won't get to the top, but he'll get close. Bonwell is second. Richard Beasley is your top.
Never mind that. He's not. Steve Ritter
Steve
is your
Ritter.
top one.
You're right. Ritter, the fast driver. Right now, a handful of drivers still haven't made laps. Drivers like Justin Fuller and Josh Wilco. John Wilco.
To the top of the charts by thousands, by the way. If you
that 20 car, Chad Coleman was incredibly fast in the Clash last week. Travis Brown wound up winning the Clash, and we're looking for him on track. Expect to see him put down a good time. But yes, Travis Brown wound up winning the Clash, but Chad Coleman had a pretty good run of things last week, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see him walk away here with the pole. And remember, he'd be sitting pole for the Daytona 300 as well. Right now, looking at Tyler Stevens, number 70 machine. David Comstock, he was fast in the Clash, and I think he's on his second lap right now. Jody Green to the top. Coleman second. Comstock is on his second flyer. Let's see what he can put down. Jeffrey Ford on his first lap still. So I'm kind of interested to see what Comstock does. He was very fast in the Clash last week, had a great car, And it looks like Ryan goes to the top of the speed charts in the final few seconds. The number 66.
Everyone went out pretty much the same exact time, so that's why everyone was pretty much just wrapping up their qualifying. Some guys just came out on the track, so they may not have a lot of time in qualifying left. Some guys just coming to that
Comstock will go to 8th. 8 seconds left here. Driver like Josh Parker will go to 16th. Let's see what Jeff Ford does. He's got to finish his lap here, and he's going to come around to the start-finish line, but I don't think he had enough time and not going to count that lap. He'll be scored last, unfortunately. So,
yeah, he didn't complete it, so the Heat 1 is set, and the Heats are set up, and this is basically the dual races ready to go for next week's Daytona 300.
Yep. So dual race number 1, 24 drivers, top 20, make the show. That is how they operate. Your live starting grid will consist of won't consist of Chad Coleman and Ricky Harden, who I'd assume were the fastest in Well, no, Tommy Ryan and Jody Green were the fastest. So, yes, it will be Chad Coleman and Ricky Harden. And forgive me if I'm getting some of these names wrong. We're still learning some of the names here. But Chad Coleman, Harden will be row 1. Row 2, you'll be looking for Pedro Mega and Gerald West. Row 3, Josh Bonwell and Stephen Burnett. Row 4, Bobby Wetzel, Dustin German, and Joey Gattina, Bill Schoonover. Row 5, row 6, Robert Dudley and Matt Strayer. Row 7, Ed Williams Jr., Brian Beach, Chris Nadwork, and John Mustaine Jr. Row 8. Row 9, Mike Harrell and Bertel Surfs. Row 10, Daniel Falkenham and Jeffrey Ford. Jeremy Linewatkins and John Fowler. And William Vaughn, David Sponsella will round out your field. Chad Coleman starting on the P1 spot, that number 38 Transservice.com machine. Should be a good start.
Drivers just coming out of the pit road right about now. The rest of the field, as they head to the high banks of turns 1 and 2, this is their pace lap, this is their out lap. This next time by, they will receive the green flag. Matt, who is your pick to win this race?
Well, that is a hard question to answer. The way these guys run, it is some good, hard racing. We saw it last week in the duels, but if I had to pick a driver, I want to go to the pole sitter, Chad Coleman. He was incredibly quick in the duels, and I got a feeling they got a good show going here tonight. And got some questions out in chat. Question, who's broadcasting here? Well, it is Matt Egan, Joseph Costello. Joseph Costello filling in for Jacob Young. And yes, we do interact with chat. How y'all doing tonight? And Brian Ellis saying Richard Beasley is going to dominate. Well, he certainly was fast in qualifying. That car looked good. I think he's going to be rolling off in heat race number 2. Or in duel number 2, I should say. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him do well. Because do you see him in the grid here? Yeah, no, I don't. So yeah,
Richard Beasley?
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be in Heat 2.
He's starting P4 in Heat 2.
So he'll be in duel number 2 here tonight. Forgive me for saying Heat. But yeah, he'll be in duel 2.
All right, pace cars come in this time.
I'll let you get the green here, Joseph, as the pace car drops.
Right. The iRacing.com Ford Mustang heads on it for cover as they come into the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. We are racing for duel number 1 at Daytona.
Great start there by everyone. They go down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Side by side, it is Coleman and Harden. They are side by side as far as the eye can see. Look at the 148 of Pedro Mega. That is a rookie driver here. But I tell you, he is in dual race number 1. And remember, top 20, that is your cut line. That is what these drivers are racing for here tonight.
Top side has no help right now. It's just a 4-car lane. The bottom lane has a lot of help. Drivers still side by side. 2 Chevy Camaros. There's 2 Ford Mustangs and a Ford and a Chevy. They run off turn 4 for the first time, and still pretty much a dead even fight off turn 4 into the tri-oval.
Who's gonna lead the first lap of the duel? And I think it went to Hardin there, and yes, it did.
It did. And the Mustang of the 86 looks like he's pulling to the top. He just got back in line. Looks like he got a little bit loose. Maybe try to form a third lane. A little too early to do that right about now, if you really think about it. The 38 of not Chad Coleman. I can't see that is. 38 looks like he got cleared of that 15. So now, never mind, the 15's right back up to the store. Outside line is pretty much a good way to go. Whoa, the 86 got a little bit loose entering 3.
Yeah, side by side as they run those first few spots anyway. Burnett in 6th place on the outside. He's one of the few drivers on the outside. I'm a little surprised these guys are actually trying to make that outside work so early. I would expect to see them do that a little later. They don't want to junk these cars right now so early on in this race, I'd say.
Yeah, a little too early to jump. They just start getting so aggressive. You still have like a long way to go. It's top 20, yes, but like don't forget, long race, big track. Just take it easy like the first half of the race, and then towards the end of the race, then start pushing it. Right now, it's just in the top lane, just 3 cars. The top lane's just not getting up, just not really keeping up. They get a good runs off the corners. They just need more help. And Coleman with the 148 behind his bumper, he will lead lap 3, lap 4 on the board.
Yeah, and Coleman is having a great run of things. I'm not surprised by that. Like I said, he was really good in his duel, or in the clash last week. So Coleman's having a good run, and they're side by side now. That outside line really starting to form up, and it looks like Ricky Hardin on that high lane, really starting to make stuff happen. He's got the 86 Gerald West behind him.
Whoa, a little bit scroll in the back of the pack a little bit as they were entering 3 and 4. The top lane did started forming a little bit right about now. So they have the right amount of help both lanes. But the top side looks like it has a little bit more cars as Coleman will lead lap 4.
Yeah, Chad Coleman up there. Look at driver, how about Bill Schoonover? He where did he start? He started a little bit ways back. He started back there in 10th. Now he is up to 9th, so he hasn't gained too much, but he's kind of just trying to work the middle line there.
A little too early to be taking it 3 wide if you really think about it. 2 wide is reasonable, but 3 wide is a little bit questionable to do early in this race. And Daytona is wide enough for 3 wide, but it's also a little bit risky if you take it 3 wide. And Coleman won't finish below the level yellow. Coleman, so far, you were right, Matt. Coleman has a really fast race car. As I didn't even look at the clash last week, but from what I'm seeing, Coleman is really, really good at the plate at this track.
Well, fast car and a good understanding of how to work the line here at Daytona. He has not really lost that lead. Of course, Hardin's been able to challenge on the outside lane, don't get me wrong. But I tell you, it has been some good running up there. Hardin's still giving him a challenge.
Still side by side. 15 got his nose out in front a little bit. If he can get clear of him, maybe he'll try to pull down to the bottom. Right now, he's still side by side. Chad Coleman just getting the runs like he wants to. He just wants to keep that lead as much as he can. He doesn't want to fall back that much early on this race and even late in this race. The 86 just pushing him to the front, pushing that 15 to the front. As the 86 now trying to make it 3 wide, it looks like, and tucks back in line a little bit.
Yeah, it is some good racing all around.
148 to the top side. He leaves the 38 of Coleman.
Yeah, look at Chad. Look at the 148. That is Pedro Mega. And he is now working with Ricky on that outside lane. That high line, they are 2 by 2 as the eye can see. And I tell you what, I think that's where this might start to work for that 148. Remember, rookie driver. And I tell you, he's having a good run of things.
And it looks like Pedro thinks he has a faster race car than Chad. But right now we can't really question that, as they're pretty much short, like they're just pretty much racing each other. They're not giving each other a lot of room right now as they come off turn number 2. The field's starting to separate a little bit from the 14 to the 24 and the 49 and the 39.
It is good racing here, and look a little bit further back, Joey Gattina. He again, another driver with a good running in the clash, trying to work that outside line, maybe playing it safe right now, and that might be a good decision, riding right there about 11th place. Let's talk about some drivers.
Pedro Amigo goes back to the bottom of the racetrack. He blocks Coleman, so he will have Coleman on his back bumper. So it looks like Pedro did have the faster race car. And right now, let's see how long he can last.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can hold on to the lead. We're 9 laps in, barely got into this race, and they have been swapping that lead pretty good here. That outside lane has been a pretty good challenger, I must say. I'm a little bit surprised by that. The outside lane usually isn't so hard. Usually isn't such a hard charger. And yeah, is that the driver Mike Harrell, who might be further back now? I'm not sure.
Yeah, Mike Harrell. I don't know what happened. It looks like he got a little bit loose entering 3 and 4. And I just saw him on the apron, and then he just lost the draft. So he's hoping for a caution to come out so he can regroup up with the field.
Yeah, and that would definitely help him as it stands, though. This could be disastrous for his run.
Coleman to the top side of Pedro with the 15 on his back bumper. And right now they're pretty much single file. Coleman back to the point here at Daytona. The 86 coming with a little bit of a hard charge on the top side. And right now we should be on lap 12, I think.
Yeah, Chad,
lap 11.
Yeah, lap 11 here, and Chad Coleman is back to the race lead. We'll take a look at how about a driver like Ed Williams Jr. fighting to get into this Daytona 300. Remember, top 20 are the drivers that will be getting into the show here tonight, or getting into the show next week, I should say. Oh, and we got a car that's might go around. Can he save it? Yes, he does.
Wow.
Brian Beach with a lot of damage on the back of the Mountain Dew Chevrolet.
I did see what happened a little bit. Someone bumped each other or something, and then they just all started checking up. I was paying attention to that when you were talking about the front of the field.
Interesting situation there for the for the 45. Now in 23rd place. What I was trying to say is you watch these drivers back here around 21st place, because the top 20 is that cut line, who are working to get into the top 20 and watching the way they're trying to run it. And now they've completely broken apart, basically, in the sense that there's no organization back of 20th place. And that's going to be a big issue for these drivers.
I looked at the replay of that wreck almost. Was Jeffrey Ford was just trying to get below, trying to get on the bottom side, and they all were just checking up, and the 45 clipped in. So some of the guys who were in the back of the pack are not going to lose his front pack, so that's good for Mike Harrell, but he needs to have him fall back majorly and have him form a pack to catch up to this front pack possibly.
And side by side still as they go with Chad Coleman, that number 38 car.
Still side by side. Coleman on the inside, coming to complete lap, I think 15. Lap 14 now, lap 13 now. They'll be on lap 14. They're still about side by side. Entering turn number 1 at about approximately 192 to 193 miles per hour. And Coleman, he's been really dominant. I don't know, I have nothing else to say about Coleman. I think he has a good chance of winning this race.
Yeah, I gotta say, Coleman, I mean, he's showing that he can lead, and he's held on to that top spot for a good chunk here tonight. He hasn't fallen lower than 3rd place, and at Daytona, That's a pretty impressive feat.
Really is, because Daytona is usually a wild card. Usually if you're in the lead, you hold it up for like a lap or a few, and then you start falling back because people are just making moves to get around you, and then you just fall back to, in one lap you'll be like 3rd, and another lap you'll be like 18th. So something majorly happened, and Chad's just showing the skill and the speed he has in his race car to keep that lead and hold it up there. Whoa, this 60 car, I believe, was having some trouble. The pack's starting to split up a little bit. I believe that was the 60 car. He was below the apron and below the yellow line on the exiting off 2, and then he's back into the pack, but something had to happen.
And good racing all around here.
Falkingham, look where he is. He started dead in the back. He started pretty much dead in the back, last in the back of the pack.
Yeah, that he did.
And look where he is. He's just inside the top 10. We're just running 10th right about now. That just shows how much Daytona means a lot to these drivers. It's all about learning the line and the draft. You have the draft and you know the line and which line is faster. You can get to the top 10 and get to the lead pretty quickly.
And they're going all crazy back there. And that might be a crash. And it's going to be a crash.
It's a 3-car, 4, 5-car crash.
And that's going to be the caution a few of these guys needed. And it's going to be the caution a few of these guys didn't need. Looks like that started.
It looked like the 24 just started that. He was 3 right in the middle. And the next thing you know, everybody was wrecking.
Got a little bit loose there.
So that's not going to help some of these. That's not going to help some of these drivers.
That is for sure. Caution flag out. We'll be right back here on the American Sim Network.
Alright, welcome back to the Daytona 300. Matt had to go do something, so I'll be taking over for a little bit until he gets back. But looking at the replay of the wreck, the 63 bump tapped the 24, which caused a chain reaction. The 63 went on the apron, and hoping the 24 can give him room, and they just wrecked from there. When he turned onto the apron, he didn't have enough room, because in iRacing, or in real life, you cannot turn on the apron with these cars. So we're coming back to the green flag. Lap 16 out of 40. 20 cars make the feature, or make the 300 in the duels. And right now the iRacing.com pace car will lead us. And off turn number 4, it'll be Coleman, Tina, and Westall. Sorry if I can pronounce the names. And we're coming to the green. And green flag back up through the gears. Here we go, here at Daytona. Coleman with a beautiful, beautiful start here at Daytona. But you don't want to get too far out in front, because if you do that, the pack will just chew you up like no problem. Top 3 pulling away. That is the 38 of Coleman, the 15 of Arden, and the 14 of Katina. And right now they head down the back straightaway here at Daytona. Pretty much all side by side. The top 2 are just single file, and the field's trying to line back up. And Coleman, again, just showing his speed that he has. Just dominating this race. And looks like the 14 was trying to go for the lead. And the 14 clears Coleman. Coleman. Not gonna, but he doesn't clear him in time, so we can clear him down the bottom. They're still side by side. 38 on the bottom, 14 on the top, 15 behind the 38, and the 9 behind the 14. They're down the back straightaway. Fulkingham making it through by himself. Daniel Fulkingham with a power charge, actually. Can he clear so he can get back to the bottom? 3 wide in the back. Daniel Fulkingham, an absolute legend. Holy hell. 3 wide. Fulkingham still on the top, running it by himself. Can't get to the bottom, it looks like. The 14 fades back a little bit. And down the backstretch. The 15 goes back to the top. Remember, he was leading to the top side earlier, and now he went back behind the 38, and now he's falling back. The 5 is in the middle. They're all getting dicey. Still about 3 wide. Drivers starting to get aggressive. Lap 20, next time by, halfway through this race. Still about 3 wide. Turns 3 and 4, 1 and 2, sorry. Fucking him back to the bottom. He's just around about the around the 10th position. Still right about the 3 and 4. Coming off turn number 4, Coleman again will lead another lap. The 86 below the double yellow. A lot of these drivers getting loose. Coleman still in this lead. The field is all bunched up, so nobody has lost the pack. The 5 guys didn't fall back too much. He should look like he's trying to make it 3 wide. Fulkingham pushing the 81. Down the back straightaway. Jared West just looking for room, looking for a way to pass Coleman. Still about side by side. Next time by, it'll be 19 laps to go. The 148, just on the running that yellow line. Everybody running that yellow line at the bottom. In the turns 1 and 2. Still right about middle of the corner coming off turn number 2. Coleman, just again, showing his speed. Matt earlier said that he was just fast in the clash. And I'm guessing that's true. Wow, that 86 looking for a move, trying to find a way to make pass, and then 38 blocked him. Through turns 3 and 4, off turn number 4. Still right about side by side. The 148, they're all pretty much trying to look for a line to move. The 15, going back to the front. Oh, got a lap car up ahead. That is William Vaughn. He is a lap car. He is minus 1 lap down. Mike Hurl was black flag down. He's 2 down. The 24 losing the pack a little bit. That is Matt Strayer. Lap car stays high. That 15, Ricky Harden, looking. Wow, everybody making it dicey. Through turns 3 and 4. Off turn number 4. Through turns 1 and 2, and off turn number 2, and down the backstretch. Still dead even with each other in the 3 and 4. Coleman just dominating. Let's see if he can hold off. 16 to go at the line. That 148 trying to get back up to the front. Falkingham, just absolute hard charger, trying to gain more positions. Right now the pack is fairly clean. Off turn number 2, and down the backstretch. .194 miles per hour in the corner. 86, stiff on the back bumper of the 20. Topside's not really getting any help. 3 wide, Falkingham on the top of the 81 and the 148. Can he make that work? Still 3 wide. If he could get some of the guys front, some of the draft in the front of him, then he possibly clear him. Falkingham. Gonna fall back, it looks like. Daniel Falkingham not having the good look charts he would have had before. 3 wide. Down the backstretch. Into 3. Falkingham, no help. Coleman clear to the top. That outside lane, they'll make it a run. Another lap car up ahead. Mike Hurl. Still about 3 wide. Hey, wow, trouble on the front straightaway. There it goes. That's the 9. That is a 9 of Bobby. I think that's Bobby Whale. No, Bobby Westall, my bad. No caution. We are still green. Mike Hurl wanted to see that caution. Still green at Daytona. It is turns 3 and 4. Falkingham back to the bottom. They're catching up to Mike. 3 cars on the top. 3 cars on the top. Now top side. Trying to form again. And Coleman still has a good lead. Mike Hurl will stay to the top. He will go another lap down. That's 3 down for him. And he is just 4 positions outside the top 20. Earl, just so going a lap down, he hits the wall a little bit. Coleman still away with this lead, Earl. He's just gonna fall back. 3 wide still, the 81, the 148, 39. Falkingham gonna try to make that outside work again. Looks like the 14's gonna try to go with him. Oh, the 86 on the yellow line. Oh my gosh, did he make that work? Yeah, he made that work. He got back right in line. I thought he was gonna turn him. Oh my gosh. Not Coleman, Falkingham to the middle. The 81 to the top. And right now, Coleman's still showing the way. But right now, that 86, he just needs to get to the front. And right now, down the front stretch. Coleman and Harden still in the front field. And Coleman just again showing his way. Just he's been dominant. 10 to go. No, now coming to 9 to go. Here at Daytona, duel number 1. Three wide, Falkingham on top. No help though. And right now, Falkingham. Well, he's gonna make it work. He's gonna make it try to work with 2 cars. The 14 to the top. Got a car spinning on the apron. 2 cars. 1 car's in the grass. Still green here at Daytona. And the 3 into the tri-oval. 3 wide. Falkingham. Pushing that 14 to the front. This is the part of the race where everybody is going to try to go for everything. Because remember, if you win this race, you start 5th on the grid, if I'm correct. Because top two qualifiers qualify, and then 3rd automatically locks their position, and that's 43 cars. So basically, you're starting 5th. Heat 1's inside, Heat 2 is outside. 3 wide. Off turn number 4. And the outside lane not working. Down the backstretch. Into 3. Tom, I think he got involved in a wreck. Tom. Hold on, I will look for Tom right now. Another lap car coming to catching up too. They catch up another lap car. It'll be 5 to go here at Daytona. Thomas, if it's Thomas Cristiano, he's in duel 2. Oh, they're getting sketchy. Off their final corner, the couple guys were making a move. Look at WLO Falkingham. Here comes the 5 on the top. It'll be 4 to go. In the 1 and 2, little car formation behind. In down the backstretch. Looks like Coleman finally loses the lead. He goes to the top side. Ricky Hardin goes to the lead. Ricky Hardin. Wow. So this is what Matt Egan was talking about early in the race, where Shad was showing his speed and then he somehow lost his race, but looks like he could go for another win. It'll be 3 to go. Only 1 caution in this race so far. Coleman on the top, Hardin on the bottom. So what looks like sides have switched. Oh, the 86 getting dicey. He's very loose on the apron. Almost caused a wreck. He saved it though. Good save by that 86. He's getting very dicey behind. He's been running second in line on the bottom every lap. And Coleman coming back for the lead. Next time they will see the white flag. Wow, bumper looking and everything. Everyone's trying to go for everything they got. The cutoff line. It is so far. It's Bill Schwaber who's a lap down. His top 18 is automatically locked in for a lap car. Coming to the white flag, this time by 3 wide in the back. Whoa, everyone's getting loose in the back. Off turn number 4. Into the tri-oval, white flag in the air, 1 to go, 2.5 miles left at Daytona. Hardin, bottom, Coleman, top. It's between those two, but it could be for anybody can still win this race. Coleman, really, he showed his speed this entire race. He's the most dominant car of this duel. Falkingham with the 148. Down the backstretch for the final time, into 3. Coleman, his nose out in front. 3 wide, Falkingham on top. Now he tucks in behind. Wreck in the back, that doesn't matter. Coming off turn number 4, Coleman fades back. Can he get there? To the checker flag. Ricky Hardin wins the duel 1 as they wreck. Well, as they wreck it going across the line. Oh! And the big one happens at Daytona, coming to the checkered in duel number 1. Ricky Hardin takes the checkered flag at Daytona. After leading the most laps, he will come home second. And Ricky Hardin doing some burnouts on the back straightaway. So, the top 20 that will advance to duel number 2. So, qualifying P3, it was Steven Reeder. Steven Reeder was not in this heat. Actually, he should be. No, Steven Reeder wasn't even in this heat, so. The top 20 that move on. Ricky Harden, Chad Coleman, Jared West, Daniel Fuckingham, Joey Goddard, Pedro Mega, Jeffrey Ford, John Mustin Jr., Chris Notawork, Steve F. Burton, Brian Beach, Robert Dunley, Dustin German, Josh Bonwell, Jeremy Line Watkins, Ed Williams Jr., Matt Schwein, Bert Steffers, Bobby Westall, and Bill Schweber round up the top 20. Those are the guys who will advance to the big race. Time for duel number 2, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get a look at the starting lineup for duel number 2. As right now, Matt's still not back, so I have no control of the software program. So I'm sorry. So far the lineup will go Steven Reeder on the pole. It'll be Steven Reeder, Dwight Beverly, David Comsworth, Richard Presley, Thomas O'Leary, Thomas Cristiano, Josh Parker, Tyler Stevens, Ed Burrell, James Small, Brian Waterman, Doug Simon, Vern Margaret, Kevin Mark Kirk, Jeff Rhyme, Justin Fuller, Michael Yarns, Steve Harrigan, John Wilco, Trey Press will round up the field. Again, I'm sorry for pronouncing the last names, but I have no control of the broadcast, so I'm very sorry that you guys have to look at a cinematic view. Alright. I'm just brand new to this. Green flag is in the air at Daytona for duel number 2. And great start for Steven Reeder and the 0-1 of Dwight Beverly. Reeder away with that lead, though. Into turns 3 and 4. Off turn number 4. And down to the tri-oval. Reeder will lead lap 1. Reeder. Down the backstretching, Steven Reeder away with that lead. Not really too far in out. Still looks like it's what do one look like. Pretty much still about side by side. Reeder looks like he has a fast race car. Look at him getting squirrely. Into the tri-oval lap 2. Who turns 1 and 2. Steven Reeder away with that lead. Little guys getting squarely out there. Middle of the corner, looks like they're getting a little bit loose. These cars can get very light off corner into corner entry and corner exit. Yeah, that first race was really fun actually. Side by side. Off turn number 4. Ooh, 3 wide. The 28 got a little swirly off the corner. A little bit of 3 wide action before this race. Stevens start before the halfway mark. Doesn't matter. Let's hope they can keep it clean. And looks like they do. 28's falling back a little bit. And Reeder still away with that lead. Whoa. And the 42 is going to go to top 3 wide for the lead. Oh, Beverly on the top, Comstock on the middle, Reeder on the bottom. 2 car pack on the top, 2 car pack in the middle, and a huge train of cars on the bottom. Now they go back down the file. And Steve just showing his speed earlier in this race. Ooh, everyone's getting squirrely. And the turns 3 and 4. Reeder and Comstock. Off turn number 4. Lap 6 on the board. That the Scooby-Doo machine falling backwards. That's the 62. Actually, that's not the 62. That is the 89. Wow. So there's only a 19 car field here at Daytona. So everyone's pretty much locked in. And 19 car field. So everyone's pretty much locked in this heat. Down the backstretch, pretty much still side by side. Richard Beasley, middle of the pack. He's on the bottom. He's 4th in line on the bottom in that orange and white 28 Mustang. And here, and it looks like that 23 of Josh Parker. He's going to push that Steven Reeder machine more up to the front. And they're clear on the top side. Here comes Richard Beasley behind that 82. Behind James Small. And on the backstretch into 3. Car coming out of the pits. That is Ray Wilmore. He didn't take the green yet. So a couple guys didn't take the green yet. So, he is the last card that will be locked in. Ken, and looks like the top side's coming back right about now. Still barrel left side by side racing action. The 16's clear. He's not going to be trying to block it too early in the race to be blocking. It's only lap 8 out of 40. He still has a long way to go here at Daytona. I'm very surprised that my previous experience at Daytona, where the guy leads, is not falling back a little bit later in the race. And looks like the 01 that'll lead, or the 08, sorry, that is Thomas O'Leary. Thomas O'Leary the 4th on the top. Steven Reeder on the bottom. Down the backstretch, O'Leary will he clear the bottom? No, he doesn't look like he will. Feels a little bit separation on the back. Hopefully they don't get too far. Hopefully they don't break up too far. If they do, then that's how your races can pretty much end from there. Out of the tri-oval into turns 1 and 2. Still side by side. O'Leary almost cleared that 16. That 42 is just shoving him. David Comstock is shoving him. Oh, the 82 falls back now. The 82 falls back. That moves David Priestley up to third in line. I make that fourth back in line because the 42 goes back to trouble in the back. That's the one car at the wall. Couple cars. Trouble. Wow. No caution. We're still green. That was the 177 of Mark Pregnant. He goes into the wall. Now the 42 of David Comstock will lead. Now Comstock your leader. Reader led the first 10 laps, or the first 9 laps, and now Comstock leads. Raider on the outside. 3 wide. The 23. Up top. That's Josh Parker. With help. Oh! Thomas O'Leary gets loose after turn 3. Thomas O'Leary got really loose after turns 3 and 4. And he saved it, but he did make some contact with that 16. The 16 falls back a little bit. If you could see on your screen that some right side damage on his 16 machine. Car coming out of the pits. And Comstock, your race leader. And down the back stretch. Comstock showing the way. Car losing the pack. That looks like, I think that is the 82. That is the 82 of James Small. David Beasley. He's trying to get to the front. He didn't start too far back, I don't think. Oh, sorry, Richard Beasley, my bad. No, he graded fourth. Oh, trouble on the front stretch, we got a big crash. The 42 goes around. The big one early on in this race, lap 13 at Daytona. Comstock gets involved. Parker's involved. Small's involved. And he was far back. The 76, I think he was involved. Verm was involved. A couple other guys missed it. Yeah, he was involved. Verm. So the iRacing base car will line the field, will pace the field around Daytona. And wow. It all pretty much started with the 76. So I'm looking at this replay right now. This all started with the 70. That wasn't even a 19, by the way. Sorry, it was a 39 of Calvin Falerski. Let's see. He just got aero loose entering the tri-oval, hit the 76, and then something happened in the front. The 16 of Steven Reeder got the bumper hooked at 42, and that started the big one. This is the last one, and it's top 20 make the feature. The top 43 race next week for the Daytona 300, and this is the duels to set the starting lineup for next week's race. And everybody's down pit road. Dwight Beverly will lead them on. So right now, looks like the race off pit road will go to Dwight Beverly. He will win the race off pit road. The guys up in the front of the pack stay out. So right now, Dwight Beverly will win the race off. Will win the race off pit road. No, this is the last race for the night. And then it will be Tyler Stevens. He had a group pit stop. Stephen Reeder will start third. Thomas O'Leary, the fourth, will start fifth. What if I said that correct? No. Well, Thomas O'Leary, the fourth, will start fourth. Richard Beasley, fifth. Jeff Ryan, sixth. Amos Cristiano, seventh. Ed Burrell, eighth. Doug Simmons, ninth. And running up the top 10, John Wilco. So as they come across the stripe, the guys in front of the leaders will come down, will stay out, it looks like, or the 177 will. So the lights are not out on the iRacing.com pace car. So next time they should get the one they go at Daytona. As right now, Dwight Beverly. Whoa, hold on. Someone else is the leader that's scoring.
Alright, and I'm back. Sorry about that. Had a small emergency to take care of. Everything's all good there on my end. Thank you very much, Joseph, for covering me there.
No problem. I had some problems with interviewing Ricky because I don't know if I could move him or not. So I accidentally went into the interview waiting and I didn't pick it up. So that was my fault.
Well, we can talk to him after the race here tonight.
Is he still in the Discord?
I would think he might be potentially, but we'll take a look at that. Anyway, as you mentioned, different leaders being scored. Yeah, that's a result of these heats. Well, because the way they hold the field, you know?
Yeah, I got it.
But yes, again, thank you very much for filling in there, Joseph. Again, I'm apologize to everyone out there in the stream that I was missing in action for a little bit. Had to take care of a slight emergency, but it is all good as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a little bit. Cars double themselves up.
Lights out, and they will go green this time. By Matt, since you've been gone a whole while, I'll let you cover the next lap or two.
Yeah, it'll definitely be good to get back in that rhythm, as it were.
And right now, they're just heading down the back straightaway. And they'll be set to go racing again. They had the big one happened. It all started between the 39 and the, forget the other guy's number, but they all started wrecking behind the 76. And they all started wrecking back there, and then the 16 just bumper hook Comstock, and they all just wrecked from there.
Yeah, so Dwight Beverly, Tyler Stevens, your front row at the moment. And it should be a pretty exciting restart to see here tonight, I tell you what. Cars getting ready to go down. Pace car getting ready to go down here. 13 out of 40 laps into dual race number 2. There he goes. And there's the green. Good start there by the 01 of Dwight Beverly. And on his outside, Tyler Stevens, Thomas O'Leary, and Steven Ritter behind him in 4th place. Some pretty great racing at the moment. I tell you what, it is some 2x2 as they run. And you mentioned Beasley. That is Richard Beasley back there. That number 28 car. And he is doing pretty good in 7th place. 3 wide there. Look at Comstock looking for the spot.
Comstock was involved in that first wreck at the first caution of the race, and he's already going back up to the top 5, it looks like.
Well, that's what happened in the last race was last week. That's what happened. Comstock got in a situation of sorts, and he wound up, I think, top 5 in that show as well. Now, as we go into lap 16, it should be interesting to see what happens. Josh Parker on the outside doing good as well.
Side by side for the lead, it's Tyler Stevens up on the top side, White Beverly on the bottom, and Comstock just side by side with the 16, the one who basically bumper hooked him on accident. They're 3 wide, and the 23 just looking like Daniel Falkingham in the dual 1, just gonna have a power shot on the top side.
What's impressive to me is the 23 of Parker there. He was running by himself on that high line for a little bit and was managing to make something happen. Now they're 3 wide as we're closing in on the halfway mark, and it's just, I mean, I don't know how they're going to make that work. It'll be something interesting. Excuse me. I'm good. I'm good.
To the way where he back said where the 23 was by himself, that was Daniel Falkingham. Daniel was just by himself for a lap, and he just made that high side, that 30 wide high side work, and he just moved up by at least 3 positions. And now Comstock looking for the lead again at Daytona.
Yeah, good racing side by side for that race lead. And 3 wide as they still run. Tyler Stevens, David Comstock. Comstock and Parker, they're hooked up right there, 1 and 2. Kyle Larson's number and Kyle Larson's paint scheme, though not on the same car. As they near the 18th lap. And, oh man, we got a crash. Oh, this one, oh boy. I tell you what, on the list of things that I'm not surprised by, I hate to say it, but with 3 wide with 3 wide racing like that, one has to expect there's going to be some give, and unfortunately the give was the 08 car. I'm sure he didn't want to be the give.
Oh.
And you watch, that's Thomas O'Leary. He just had a little bit of a wiggle. Watch what happens. We come onto the front stretch. Thomas O'Leary there is going to get a little bit of a wiggle. Nudges the 01. The 01 goes up into him, into the 16, into the 3, and, well, the front stretch looks like a junkyard now, unfortunately. And we're going to ride on board with the 85, Michael Yarrow, as he manages to get through it.
Right now the pace car just looks like it's going to pick up Tyler Stevens as the leader.
I don't know how Yarrow got through that one. He did a
miracle
work getting through that. Well, how about the Keen Parts 89, Brian Wertman? getting through that. Pretty great run for Brian Wertman here. Look at this. This was in, I think, 14th place. Barely getting by these spinning race cars, but manage it. You look at Thomas Cristiano, almost spins into him there from a slow run, too. So Wertman in a position to have potentially got caught up, but fate would say no for him and keep him safe.
Yeah, this has just been a very interesting duel lately. Like, this is their second caution. The duel one got one caution through the entire race. This is their second caution. And, again, it's just typical Daytona International Speedway mistakes. Hell, Super Speedway mistakes.
And looks like everyone's going to take the opportunity to take 4 fresh Eagles and fuel. Well, I don't know if they're going to take 4 tires, but imagine a lot of these guys might be looking for some tires. You look on the left side of your screen, there's your top 20. Looks like 17 still running.
And honestly, if I was them, I would probably take tires, because tires, people think tires don't really mean much here. If you really think about it, tires do mean something here, because tires usually let you know how well your car can do in the draft and everything. Because what I've learned from Daytona is that I was one of those people saying, yeah, Daytona tires don't mean much. And then I've learned saying, oh yeah, tires do mean something, because your car gets just more loose without the fresh tire wear.
Yeah,
if you really think about it.
Let's get a word in with, how about David Comstock there? Driver of the number 42 machine. We didn't get any word, unfortunately, with any driver during your first duel, but we'll get a word in with Comstock now. David, have you got a copy on me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you're currently sat there, what is that, 4th place. You're doing a great job of things, I really must say. I mean, you did the same thing in the duels for that matter. You had a great run, or I keep saying the duels when I'm talking about the Clash last week, but you had a great... You had a great run in the Clash. So what do you expect to see in the next few laps?
Well, knowing that pretty much everybody that's still running, we're all locked in. There's a couple cars that dropped out. There was top 20 that made it. So it's kind of just see what you can do with the group that you're working with here. Some of these guys I haven't raced with before, so it's kind of just getting more familiar with who we're all racing around with, and testing the waters and just trying to build a little bit of a log for Sunday and do some moves and work with a couple teammates I got in here with everybody at team name with Beasley and Parker, and so we go just kind of have some fun, and like I said, just get a bit aggressive with it. So go put on a good show last 20 laps.
Now, Dave, if I can ask you one question, can you explain to the viewers what happened in that first initial wreck between you and the 16?
I saw that the middle lane was moving, had momentum, so I went up to go cover it, and I pulled the car up too high. It was partly my fault when I went to go cover the middle. I went a little bit too high, and I saw that Ritter, with the momentum he had, was still going to shoot the gap, and so as I was trying to pull the car up the track to the third lane to give him the middle, he hit me in the left rear. So as I was steering the car, I was getting spun at the same time, so it was just kind of all kind of snowballed effect from there. It just spun me. I tried to save it, but as soon as I corrected it to the right, I got behind the steering, and that was it. So luckily we got a faster pair, and just get back out here, and we're right back at the front in one lap. So
yeah,
good
that's
fun.
the good news. Yeah, you're pretty much back up to the front, so you didn't lose too much ground off that accident. So you're looking like a factor to win this duel and possibly get a good starting position for the 300 next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Hopefully we can do that. Put a good show on the rest of the way here.
All right.
Thank you, and good luck with the rest of the way.
What team were you down in there? You were Unacceptable Racing, right?
We're with team name.
All right. Well, that was David Comstock there, driver of that 42 car. Let's get a word in with, a very popular driver. Let's talk to Richard Beasley real quick. We'll get a word in. He's also in team name. So, Richard Beasley, have you got a copy on us?
Yes, sir.
Well, we'll get a quick word in with you. As I see you got lights out this time. How's that car running for you?
It's running pretty good. We've been able to keep it in one piece so far this whole race, which is pretty good compared to the rest of the field, it looks like.
All right. Well, where do you expect to finish here tonight? You got about a little bit more than half the race left. Still leading the show, of course, but what do you expect?
Well, I think we can get at least a nice little top 5 out of here. I'm going to work with Dave Comstock, Josh Parker, all the team name boys. Jack Ullman's watching, so we're going to see if we can put on a good show for him.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us, man, and good luck in the rest of your duel here. Any sponsor you want to thank real quick?
TCM, Tim's Corner. That's all we got on board right now.
All right. Thanks for talking to us, my man.
Thank you.
Good luck, Dave.
And that was Richard Beasley, driver of the number 28 car, who was a bit popular earlier in the show.
Yeah, well, it looks like a lot of the guys like Richard. So look, if the league ever had a most popular driver, I think Richard Beasley easily wins that one by a long shot.
Well, that would be the question. Who would win most popular driver?
Well, it looks like the chat's saying Richard's your leader. So the question is, how long can Richard hold on to his lead for as they come off turn 4?
Well, every fan is on their feet as they come off the corner with the pace car, so I guess we'll find out.
Yes, the virtual sim fans are on their feet as the iRacing.com Ford Mustang pulls it in. They're back up to the gears as they go across the start-finish line.
And side by side as they go, and Comstock hops in below. Great job for David Comstock there to jump in lane.
You heard Richard say that he was going to work with David Comstock, and it looks like they were talking it out with each other before they went green, because Richard got an absolute beautiful of a restart, and then as soon as they passed the start finish line, David went from top to the bottom. So it looks like that plan came to work out.
Yeah, Beasley got a great start though, and they're going to go single file. Mostly.
Here comes Beverly with the 23.
Mostly for the way there. And as you said, yes, Dave Beverly with the 23 machine in tow. I don't know why I got Thomas O'Leary in the lead. I'm imagining that's a scoring error because I don't see Thomas O'Leary up there leading the show. And that's Dwight Beverly, by the way.
Thomas O'Leary is in front of the field by a lap.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he is, well, he is the leader.
Steven Reeder is second. Looks like Admins is giving them the black flags to come down.
Yeah, there you go. And Ritter's coming down with them. Doug Simon.
Is basically the top 4.
Doug Simon's going to have to get that, too, because Simon's got the lead there. So
Simon, the draft.
Dwight Beverly should be the race leader.
And Admin just gave Doug Simon the black flag.
I'm not sure what happened there. I guess must be a scoring loop error. Oh, probably because they stayed out.
It's either that, yeah, I don't know if iRacing was just picking it up differently, so.
Possibly because they stayed out. But yeah, Doug Simon, well, he should probably head down pit lane as well, would be my guess. I imagine we'll see him in. Yep, there he goes.
Yep, so now as they come across the start-finish line, the drivers who had the black flags, they're just about to come out or still in the pit road. So it'll be Richard Beasley and Dwight Beverly in top 2.
Yeah, good racing there, side by side as they run. Richard Beasley having a great show of things on that bottom lane. Just under 20 laps to go, 19 to be exact. Cristiano back there in 11th. Now we got 15.
Whoa, Beverly to the bottom.
We got 15 cars on the lead lap. Stephen Ritter, Thomas O'Leary will be exiting the pits next. And it looks like Ray Wilmore is, well, he'll be 20th. And it looks like Trey Bass is on track. And he just put him back. He put Wilmore back. And Wilmore is now out of the running. So
And
Wilmore
top two
might
on
not make the
outside.
show.
And Beverly cuts in front of Beasley. And the top two, just no help on the top side. And they're just keeping up with the front two.
Well,
That's why three's not going far.
the good news for these drivers up front now is they can't be knocked out of this race, which is pretty good. So the thing is, they could finish pretty much anywhere and not get knocked out, as long as they don't get DNF, you know, because that 36 is 9 laps down, and he scored 20th. So anyone that's on the lead lap, they're going to finish higher than 20th, you know?
They can finish 7 laps down, or they just have to finish in front of that 36. If they finish behind that 36, they are knocked out of of next week's race. As they head down the back straightaway, got a car coming on the apron. That is the 04 of Doug Simmons. So, looks like they got the scoring error fixed. But, however, they do need a caution.
And right there, he's back out on track. So they will be scored a lap down now due to that iRacing scoring error. The 36, Trey Bass, has gained position. He has gotten to 18th due to the 67, the 76, and the 067, the 44, and the 51 all being out of the race. So he will be scored 18th officially.
So it's not really a big worry. Unlike Duel 1 where they had to worry about where they finish. It's more like if they can finish or they can DNF, but they have to DNF 10 laps or under. And right now, David Comstock back to the lead at Daytona. Richard Beasley is pushing him. Remember on the restart it was vice versa. Beasley in the lead, Comstock second, and now it's Beverly on top. Top side forming once again at Daytona.
Yeah, 16 laps to go right now. Should be an exciting thing to see what happens. Comstock.
195 miles per hour down the back straightaway.
Now, the interesting thing is the top 4, Comstock, Beasley, Beverly, and Parker, any way you want to slice them, they're all teammates.
So this is just probably team owners then, if you really think about it.
They're all teammates there, so it's all a matter of which group of the teammates all beat each other. Well, actually, is Beverly part of that team? The 01, no, actually, no, I need to take that back. The 01, not part of that team. But, so, aside from Beverly, the 3 of those cars, the 42, the 28, and the 23 are teammates. So, they're probably trying to work with their own, but Josh Parker naturally stuck on the high lane.
Pretty much just side by side. Looks like a couple cars are just losing the pack. Just this small field of cars. This is just the cars that are basically the top 15th of your race. And Comstock just still holding off that lead. He is showing some good speed. And it was also the 16 who was your pole sitter was showing off good speed. So it's between now Dwight Beverly, Richard Beasley, and David Comstock and Josh Parker, who have a good chance of winning this race unless someone pulls magic out of their hat.
Yeah, 14 laps to go here, and Comstock now has got a breakaway. Naturally not a big one, but just a little bit. He'll get a choice of the lane for a moment, but look at the 01. Beverly gets a great run with him. I want to give a shout out to that number 3 car, Jeff Ryan. I believe one of the other rookie drivers. I see the yellow windshield banner, and I think that denotes rookie because we saw that on, what was it, the 148.
I don't know if that actually means something. That may mean actually rookie, to be honest. I did see a rookie strip on the 148, but I don't know if that yellow banner means anything. Ooh, Dwight Beverly got a little bit loose off that corner, and the 23 of Josh Parker still hooking on his bumper. looks like the top side is just a little bit falling back. Dwight Beverly just looks like he's trying to catch back up. David Comstock, still your race leader with about 12 to go at Daytona.
Yeah, Comstock doing a phenomenal job up front at the moment. Josh Parker, Dwight Beverly, and Burrow. I'm sorry.
The fourth coming on the apron. By the way.
Down on the very bottom. Who was that? Mark? No, that's Thomas O'Leary. He was doing good a little bit earlier here tonight.
But that Irish score error just messed him over.
Tell you what, that 01 Dwight Beverly was having a whole run there, and I tell you what, he's been doing fantastic here tonight.
Yeah, but now he was in the top side, and now it looks like things have changed on the top side. It looks like Parker is now the leader on the top side, and now it's just 3 Chevrolets against 1 Ford.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, Chevrolet looking good right now. Those Fords looking pretty strong. You know what's interesting? I have not seen a Toyota up front. We do have a Toyota in the field. I do see at least one. I want to point out that.
I think that's Bass.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is Bass. I think he is the lone Toyota.
I think that actually the 04 is a Toyota too. And
is he?
Yeah, Doug Simmons Sigma is actually a Toyota.
Oh, yep.
He scored -1 down because of the iRacing scoring error.
So we got like a handful of Toyotas here, mostly Chevy and Ford. But that Chevy ZL1 doing good out front here. The top 3 is currently scored as Chevrolet, though Beasley trading it with Beverly every lap or so, just about.
Now, if the ZL1 looks good on track here for the last 2 duels, I cannot wait to see the new Camaro come out for the iRacing.
Yeah, the ZL1 LE, which really the only difference is the nose is a little bit different contour, as is the sides. Supposed to be a little bit better with the draft. It'll be interesting to see if that's any more dominant. Look at big wiggle there.
Well, yeah,
out of Beverly. 9 more laps to go.
And this is the part where things start to pick up. This is where drivers become more aggressive, because some drivers, they want to win this race to get a good position in the Daytona 300 for next week.
Yeah, this has been a whole amazing race here so far. 8 at the stripe. I tell you what, look at the 21, Ed Burrow. He is moving his way on up. He started 9th, currently runs 5th. Looking for a good run here tonight, I tell you.
Yeah, looking for a good run. So basically nobody has to worry about anything. If anything, they just want to stay calm and just hopefully get to the finish. They don't probably want to make it 3 wide. They may learn from their mistakes probably from the first 2 wrecks. And they're just probably taking it easy because they know that if they wreck and they have Trey Bass who's minus 10 laps down, so they may be fine from here on if they wreck out.
Yeah, right now, look at Josh Parker. I tell you what, Josh Parker, I think, led his first lap of the race about a lap ago. Looking to lead his 3rd, actually. So Parker got a great push from Beverly now.
Yeah, so Josh Parker looking like he has some speed in this car. Like
they might not be. They might not be teammates, but I tell you what, they're sure running like it.
Teammates or not, they are still manufactured teammates. Even though that may not make a difference, that still can make some sort of difference.
Hey, Manufacturer Alliance. It is an all Chevy top row for the most part. Actually, it is an all Chevy top row.
The bottom side just consists 2 Fords, actually no, 3 Fords and 2 Chevrolets.
Yeah, so that's a Ford Chevy. It's a Chevy Ford Chevy. Was that Ford? And then Chevy, all on the top. So 6 laps to go. This time, Josh Parker, I tell you what, he's going to take the lead from his teammate. But you notice he's not jumping down in front of him, and that's kind of interesting to see, leaving the door open just a little bit.
Maybe they're just, I don't know, what could be going through team owners right there. Maybe they just want to see how close this finish will be or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's team orders per se. Maybe that they just want their team to, battle 1-2. And actually, what they want is their team to win. And their thinking is probably somewhere along the lines of, if Comstock has the bottom and Parker has the top, we control both lanes, and that way we're going to win the race.
Yeah, that could mean something. You're right there. As they're coming up to a lap car, this is a Scooby-Doo machine. That is Brian Werdeman. He will stay on the top side, so there he'll get.
There you go. Parker will drop to the bottom there. But had that lap car not happen, I think that might have been what their train of thinking was. Well, if we have one car control the top, one car control the bottom, we're guaranteed to win the race because we have control of the lanes.
Well, it looks like the top three is just all teammates right about now, but don't count out Beverly. He still has a good shot at winning this race.
I think Beverly there is, is he teammates with the 3? Yes, he is. That is Ryan up there. And then who else is up on that top lane?
Whoa, guys getting squirrely all over the back straight. I'm looking at that 21 Mustang.
Top lane is the 70 of Tyler Stevens. Yeah, the top lane is all teammates right there.
The team owners for the top lane. Maybe they're all trying to get them back to the front and see if they can get cut down in front of that 23. They're not getting much help though, and that means a lot at Daytona. If you don't get a lot of help, well then you're gonna drop like a rock.
Well, I tell you, that's gonna be the thing here is with the team. Is again, I think they're gonna want Parker or Comstock to go to the top if they can.
Comstock won. Oh my goodness! Comstock almost went to the top side, but didn't know if Parker looks like he was gonna go.
And it looked like Comstock thought about it for a moment. But again, to be fair, they have their team lined up 1, 2, 3 down on the bottom.
Comstock looked like he wants to clear that 0-1 to get to the top. It looked like he cannot do that, so he will stick behind the back bumper of Josh Parker. Next time by, coming across the track this time by, it'll be 3 laps to go at Daytona.
Parker jumps to the top. I think that was a smart decision there by Josh Parker for him. But he's going to have to force a 3 wide. This is where it could get messy.
Whoa.
Something might have to give.
3 wide for this lead. It's the middle and the bottom. Just teammates. Beverly not a teammate. No help. It looks like for neither of those drivers on the top. But Beasley pushing Comstock to the lead. So Comstock to the lead again here at Daytona.
Something almost did give, and it almost was Josh Parker. But they got through it. They'll have 2 at the stripe. Now remember, caution laps don't count. So theoretically, infinite green-white checkers?
Possibly. I don't know. Parker to the top again.
Food for thought.
Try to make a move. Will Beasley try to make a move to go for the win?
That's the multi-million-dollar question. Well, I don't think he can make a move just yet. You got to wait till the final lap. A lot can happen with 2 to go still. That's 2 miles. Or,
yeah,
well, 4 miles.
That's 4 miles.
Yeah, 4 miles. Or would it be 5? Because 2.5 miles.
I think it was 5, 2.5. Yeah,
Look, I'm not a math guy. I just like talking about cars that are going around on an oval.
Yeah.
But
road course,
too. That's even more math.
Speaking of the white flag, they're half a lap away from that, so
they'll be getting it this time. He has room to make a 3rd lane if he really wants to force the issue. And honestly, I'd say why not? Because it's not like he can be knocked out of the show.
Yeah, he can. So right now the driver's coming across the stripe. White flag in the air. 1 to go. 2.5 miles left at Daytona.
Either way, he finishes what, 17th? Not like he can get knocked out. So why not?
It looked like he was gonna make a move. So then thought of making a move on the front straightaway. He's gonna stick with Comstock. Right now they are dead even.
Beasley's got to do something down the backstretch. If he wants to do it, he's got to do it now.
The question is, will he have to help?
He's got his team literally 1-2 behind him, so he's got his team there. Does Comstock have something for the lead? I tell you what, I think we're set up for one of the best Daytona finishes.
Coming off turn number 4.
Side by side as they go.
Parker drops off, coming off turn 4.
Comstock jumps high. Comstock's going to crash. Josh Parker's going to win the race. No question about it. Beasley finished 2nd. I think, what was that, Ryan 4th or Stevens? Stevens.
I don't know. I think that was I have to look at that replay, but Josh Parker takes the checker flag at Daytona.
Well, I told you we'd be getting a good finish. I told you. Dwight Beverly, Tyler Stevens. We're going to get an instant replay look at that finish there. And look what happened. Comstock tried to take it, and it didn't quite work out. Teammates wrecked behind him. Parker wins it. And they wrecked after the checkers. But I tell you what a finish. Parker, Beverly, Stevens, Burrow, Small, Haring, Yarrow, Wilco, Rhine, Comstock, Beasley, Cristiano, Jermaine, Surfs, Fuller, Cretan, Coleman. I think I'm reading off the starting lineup here, so...
Yeah, I think you are.
I'm about to say, we're going to have to get that situated.
Oh, yeah, Josh Parker will take the checker flag. Dwight Beverly second. Tyler Stevens third. Ed Burrell fourth. Fifth will go to James Small. Stephen Herring sixth. Michael Yarrow seventh. John Wilkos eighth. Jeff Rhyme ninth. And David Comstock 10th. So, after wrecking, and Richard Beasley 11th, but after wrecking pretty much before they got to the start-finish line, David Comstock, Richard Beasley 10th and 11th. So they lose. That's heartbreaking, but at least they're not knocked out of the show.
Well, I'll let you get the interview with our race winner, Josh Parker. Take it away, Joseph.
Josh Parker, congratulations on your big win, man.
I appreciate it. That's fun.
Man, coming to the checker flag, were you thinking you were gonna have that win, or do you think that Comstock was gonna get that?
I didn't really care, I think. Well, we were all locked in, so I was just trying to have fun. I was working really well with Dwight there. I was just trying to push people to the lead. The last lap, I was hoping Richard Beasley was going to get hot a little too soon, which would give me the run on the top. But I really didn't know exactly. That's basically what I was waiting on. It was who was going to get hot first between Richard and Dwight.
Yeah, you were getting pushed by Beverly a lot. Then you were and then you led a few laps, and then you cut down right in front of Comstock. So, very interesting race to the end. You were pretty much around looks like a top 5 car. We just couldn't know if you'd have the speed to get up to the front and lead and try to win that race. But overall, you did a great job of managing through the traffic and pushing Beverly, and then you getting pushed by Beverly.
Yeah, like I said, I was kind of using this as a test for Monday night. The big series on Monday. I was just trying to get the draft, and I really wanted to, like I said, learn and see how these cars worked with the tire model and how the draft works. So I was playing around a little bit there, and I was pushing Dwight. I was just trying to see where I could get my runs and how hard I can push people. And Dwight did a good job hanging on to it. I kind of I hit him a couple times in the center of the turn, but like I said, I was just trying to push my luck there, see exactly what I could get away with, and yeah, it worked out.
All right. Well, Josh, want to thank anybody before we let you go?
Team No Name. Team name.
Best
Whatever our
name.
team name is. Yeah, we don't have a team name, so we're Team Name. Chad, David, Beasley, everyone over there. Joey putting this on you guys for broadcasting. DJ did a great job working with me today, so everyone else.
All right. Well, thank you, man. Congratulations on your win, and good luck on Monday's night's race, man.
Thanks, brother.
We'll get the interview in with
Let's do
Dwight
DJ Beverly.
Beverly, second place finisher. If you got a copy on me, Beverly.
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I tell you what, you had another lap there, you would have won that race, first off. But what a run. I mean, what a run. You did fantastic in that, my man.
Oh, man, it was fun, dude. I mean, you're out there with the best. Comstock, Josh Parker, and all them guys. And I just try to follow them, just try to do what I can do.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Now, what do you expect for the Daytona 300 next week?
Oh, man. Well, if I ain't at the Daytona race, I don't know. Just sit back and ride, see what happens.
All right, well, tell us about Coastal Safety Auditors. Tell us a little bit about the sponsor for the league.
Oh, man, yeah, we do a lot of safety auditing for, hospitals, IBM, Duke University, all that kind of good stuff, man. Just kind of keep everybody in safety check.
Sounds like a pretty good operation you all got going on. Safety, of course, very important.
Very.
So, any sponsors you want to thank? Of course, Coastal Safety Auditors.
Yeah, let me thank Coastal Safety Auditors, but Joey, Jody, everybody, man. It's a really good league. Sim500, great league, so I'm just happy to be a part of it.
All right. Well,
All
thank
right.
you for talking to us, man. Good luck in Daytona next week if you're running. And thank you for talking to us tonight, my man.
Thank you, guys.
Third place finisher, Tyler Stevens. That goes to you, Joseph. Take it
All
away.
right, Tyler Stevens. I think you finished third after coming across the line at least in one piece when they were wrecking underneath you. Man, crazy finish towards the end.
Yeah, that was. I ended up getting into my teammate coming to the line there, and I didn't mean to. And he said, "Let's go," and I wasn't sure where he wanted to go, but they was wrecking, and I just barely touched him and sent him down, but I didn't mean to. But we ended up third, and wasn't too bad after a kind of a sketchy race on the high side.
Yeah, I think you were like towards the midpoint of the race. You were leading a few laps after like the second caution. So you had the first when you came down pit road, you were like around the 10th position, and then you came out of pit road second behind Beverly. You had a fast race car. Did you not?
Yeah, it's been car's been pretty quick all day, but I just got a good pit stop and got out. But once I seen that we was guaranteed to be in, guaranteed to make the race, I kind of just fell to the back and rode it out to the end there. But I just wanted to bring home one piece. I didn't want to be sitting on pit road with 30 minutes of damage.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people did, just like hang back because everyone knew they were all locked in from that race. Because I think like 19 cars took the green flag originally, and then like Tyler Beast just came out, and that was just like the full 20 car field pretty much. Do you want to thank anybody on your car?
Yeah, I got to thank Studio 10 Wraps and RS Center. He provides me with good graphics and stuff for the paint schemes and everything. And Patriot Fire and DJ Beverly, Coastal Safety Auditors, Stevens Auto Service, Jay Green Photography, and my whole team in Unacceptable Esports. We've been practicing a lot, doing qualifying stuff, and it's paid off because we had all unacceptable front row for next week's race on Saturday night. So we've been definitely doing our homework. So hopefully we can put it all together next week.
All right. Well, good luck for next week's race in the Daytona 300. Hopefully, you could be in victory lane because you look like you had a good race car in the duel and you were just taking it easy. So, if anything, good luck in that race, and that's pretty much all, Matt.
All right, well, folks, thank you for watching tonight. And yes, of course, Tyler, good luck next week. And great job on the finish tonight, man. You did awesome on track, coming home in third. But hope everyone enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We'll see you all. Well, we'll see you first up on Tuesday night, WFO Racing League at I want to say Daytona, but I may not be correct on that, so don't quote me on that. But I believe Daytona. But WFO Racing League kicking off their mainstay season on Tuesday night. After that, it will be the Wednesday night dirt show we put on, then Thursday night trucks, then some more good old dirt racing, then we come back for the Daytona 300, and then Sunday night we kick off our big show Xfinity series, and then Monday night we're back racing again, and we have at that point, a full week of racing for you.
Yeah, wow, I was going to say, that's a lot of races you're doing.
Yeah, no, we're going every night of the week. We're going full send every night of the week here on ASN. So if you like good racing, what you saw tonight, you'll love our other stuff that we put on, and you ain't going to want to miss a minute of it. I'll tell you all what. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in to the American Sim Network.
See, bye, peoples.